Just left my house, going to Australia.
Welcome to Modern Grand Tour with me, Garden Low. After travelling through Europe and Russia, we're now in the final part of my round the world journey, where we'll visit South Korea, Japan and finally Australia. In this 23rd episode of the series, we'll go to a sumo restaurant, visit a Japanese castle, see a town full of deers, make my own pot noodle and enter a red light district. So let's explore my first city in Japan, Osaka.
Okay, so I've just come out into, where am I? I don't actually, where am I? Osaka. I'm in Osaka.
Now if I can't remember the name of the city I was in, that gives you a clue to how much I knew about the city before arriving. So as a primer, let's use Osaka's better known rival, Tokyo, as the reference. Whilst Tokyo is the capital, historically populated by the elite class of samurais, and therefore stereotypically reserved and snobbish, Osaka is Japan's second city, historically populated by merchants, and therefore stereotypically outgoing and a bit rough around the edges. But my favourite quirky fact is that whilst Tokyoites, and therefore the rest of Japan, stand on the left-hand side of the escalator, Osakans stand on the right. And the commonly proposed reason for this is because once upon a time, Tokyo samurais walked on the left side of the street so they could fight clutching their sword in their right hand, whilst Osaka's merchants walked on the right side of the street so that their valuables, which were held on their right side, were kept away from passers-by. So there you go, the history and culture of Osaka summed up by escalator etiquette. After checking into my hostel, I went to the city's entertainment district, called Dotonbori. Lined with elaborately signed restaurants, Dotonbori sums up Osaka's famous food culture, where there is even a specific word and mascot associated with the area, Kuidaru, which means to ruin oneself by extravagance in food. Dotonbori's most popular spot is the bridge over the neon-lit canal, which provides a picturesque view of the city, as well as being the location of arguably Osaka's most famous icon, the Glico Man, a candy company advertisement that has, in different iterations, been up since 1935, and who most famously produces Pocky, which every Asian kid has enjoyed. So on behalf of my younger self, thanks for the Pocky Glico Man, you made me quite popular at school. The next day, I visited the city's other most famous icon, the Osaka Castle. Completed in 1597, Osaka Castle's significance lies in the fact that it was the home of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the first warlord to unify Japan. Indeed, as you approach the castle, you can dress up in the military regalia of the period and imagine what it's like to be the biggest badass in the country. And of course, you can get a photo with the castle. And on top of the castle, which is also pretty cool. But not as cool as my next tourist attraction.
Did you see those guys? Those guys had like noodles hanging from their neck. I want noodles hanging from my neck. Oh, look at that! Okay, let's go in. Bloody hell.
The Instant Ramen Museum is dedicated to Momofuku Ando and his invention, instant noodles. During the food shortages of post-war Japan, Momofuku Ando, owner of a small clothing company in Osaka, declared that peace will come to the world when the people have enough to eat, and set about making noodles that were easy to prepare, non-perishable and inexpensive. As Ando, a noodle-making amateur, sat alone in his shed every day for a year trying to create the perfect noodle, in 1958 he finally produced chicken ramen, the first ever instant noodles. In 1971, Momofuku Ando achieved global success with cup noodles, the first ever noodles to be eaten from its package. And in 2005, Ando achieved a long-held dream by creating Space Ram, the first ever noodles that could be eaten in space. Today, Momofuku Ando's work lives on through his company Nissan Foods, and having lived to an age of 96, he claimed that the secret of his long life was playing golf and eating chicken ramen almost every day.
I can make my noodles? Okay, and I make my own noodles. How exciting is this? This is amazing. Press the button like now. Oh, look. What I have to do? Draw your own picture, fill the date. Okay, I'm going to draw my face. I've done my drawing, so we're now going to go and have a look, see what happens here. Okay. Oh, hello. Look. Okay.
ラフかぶしてひっくり返し入れることできれいに型崩れすることなく麺が入ります。100点だそうです。ありがとうございます。スープを選んでください。
Chili tomato. Okay. 4. I'm going to choose this one. I don't know what that is, but it's got like it's a funny shape. I don't know what that is, but we're going to go for it. Cheese, nice cheese. Onion, yeah, cheese and onion. Chicken, there you go, chicken. Chicken, cheese, onion, and that. Okay.
上から約150度の熱を持った鉄板を約1秒間上からグッと押さえつけて蓋が引いていきます。
Wow!
仕上げていきます。
Oh, I'm pulling it in the bag. How amazing!
切り目で包んでも最初はまだ
Look at
深
that.
々で深い回に通っていきますね。中の様子で
There goes in it. Okay, it's filling.
機械の中では
What's happening now?
20度の熱が吹いていて、それで
I don't know what that's. What? Oh, look, it's shrinking it.
出来上がったカップはできた
That's so cool.
カップを開けたりの際ご注意ください。
Wow! How amazing is that?
ありがとうございます。
Can you take it?
はい、どうぞ。
Okay.
ではました。
Okay. That's amazing. I'm so pleased. Look at these. What are these guys doing? Oh, over there, got like a bicycle pump. So I'm going to start pumping my bag as well now. Place your cup noodle in the package. Oh wow! Look at that! That's nuts! It's totally like... It's like a pillow.
降りてきただけなんですが、それだけで具体にじゃあ次自分の方を通して仕上げていきます。
I'm leaving the noodle making bit now and just have a look in the museum. Look, the guy who made the noodles, he's like got honorary degrees and everything. And he played golf. I don't know what this means, but these are some of his things. Legend. Noodle Man's first noodle house. This place is like the equivalent of Bill Gates' garage. Genius live in there. People around the world eat noodles every day because of that shed. So we've got World Noodle Consumption Map. Number 3, Japan, home nation. Number 2, Indonesia. And so number 1 has to be China/Hong Kong. That is a mental figure. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your top 10 noodle eaters of the world. This is how important the noodle guy is. Inventor of the noodles, standing by an astronaut, eating his noodles in space. Noodles in space. That's how it looks like. These kids, they all love him. And why not?
Indeed, in a Japanese poll for the country's best invention of the 20th century, the CD, video games, the Walkman and karaoke were all remarkably beaten by the humble instant noodle.
Right, so I'm still on a bit of a high after coming out of the Momofuku Ando and Instant Ramen Museum. In fact, this fella here, I want to say thank you to this guy. Arigato. Arigato. He deserves it. He deserves an arigato. This man has helped me through some times. A lot of times. Drunken times, student times, starving times. I never thought I'd feel this way about anyone, but I kind of love him in a weird way. Momofuku Ando. Arigato.
In the evening, I was joined by 3 fellow travellers as we went to literally immerse ourselves in Japanese culture. The Sento, or Onsen, which is a hot spring version, is a public bath that is popular across the country. Beginning in the 6th century with Buddhism spreading to Japan, so began bathing culture as it was used as a purification ritual for priests. Over time, bathing developed into a leisure activity, a way to relax, catch up and bond with friends. Indeed, there is a Japanese term, Hadaka no Tsukiyai, that translates as naked association and emphasises the bonds formed through bathing. But in the 20th century, bathtubs began to be built in modern homes, resulting in the decline of communal bathing and the increasing taboo of public nudity amongst young people. For me and my traveller friends, however, we like to keep it old school.
So yeah, we just got out of the Onsen, and that was great. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. Cold water, hot water, sauna. So good fun.
Feeling refreshed, Andre and I wandered into town and found this 24-hour sumo-themed restaurant. As you do.
Look at this.
Yeah, this is a sumo place.
You can watch sumo.
No, you can eat like a sumo.
Are you? Oh my god. That's a portion that you can actually order.
Yeah.
$10 for all of that? That's only $15 for all of that. $20? Yeah, that's well worth it. Look at that's the biggest bit of sushi I've ever seen.
Biggest sushi, biggest everything.
At a sumo place, and in true sumo fashion, we've got the sumo portion of noodles, basically. The biggest portion of noodles I've ever seen. About a third left?
Yeah.
About a third left on this. To be honest, I'm pretty full. How are you feeling?
Great.
You still got room left?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't like leaving any food behind, so...
Yeah, same.
Okay, we both have the same attitude, so this is going to be finished.
Yeah.
Even if we have to stay here all night.
That's great.
Right, we better. Well, let's talk in more eating, I reckon. We are almost there. Roger reminded me that this bowl of noodles is actually designed for 10 people. So we've done really well. We're moving for 5 people. Oh. I mean, I love noodles, but that was you're doing really well. I'm impressed. You just keep going. Like a noodle machine.
Hey, look at it go.
We finished those. We're done.
Yeah, high five.
On my final day, fellow traveller William and I visited the nearby city of Nara, famous for its deer park. According to folklore dating from the 8th century, a god once arrived in Nara riding a white deer. Seen as a heavenly animal, the deer was thereafter protected by local people, which today has resulted in around 1,500 deers freely roaming around the city's historical park.
Hey, no.
No snacks in there.
No, I got nothing either.
Put your face as close as possible. See how close you can put your face. Go. Quick, kiss him.
No.
Okay.
Located within the deer park, the Todaiji Temple was built in the 8th century to be the centre of Buddhism in Japan. Today, the Todaiji Temple remains the world's largest wooden structure and houses the world's largest bronze Buddha. A popular challenge within the temple is to squeeze one's body through a hole in the bottom of a pillar that is the same size as the Buddha's statue's nostril. It is said those who succeed will be granted enlightenment in the next life. While it took Buddha 6 years of travels and meditation before he attained enlightenment, clearly some people will do anything for an easy ride. We then decided to climb Mount Wakakusa, the spot where the god riding the deer is said to have first appeared in Nara.
William and I are both knackered because we've just walked up a hill to get to this viewing place. But I'm delighted to see that we're greeted by this food. So I'm gonna get stuck in. So William's gone up. I put my got my food. Can I sit down? Oh, mate. That was worth the walk. That is amazing. How amazing is that?
It's amazing, man.
Oh my god.
Back in Osaka for my last activity, I went to visit the city's famous red light district, Tobita Shinchi.
I've just been taken into the red light district of Osaka. It is quite amazing what I'm seeing right now.
Built in the early 1900s to cater for Osaka's growing population of labourers, in 1958, when Japan made prostitution illegal, the Tobita Shinchi brothels, using their wily Osaka merchants' mindset of always finding a way, simply registered as restaurants. Today, unlike in Tokyo's modern sex district, where love motels advertise women that look nothing like the photos, Osaka's historic sex district features open storefronts that allow customers to view Tobita Shinchi's famously attractive working girls. When the storefront is empty, the girls are indeed working, as given away by the man's shoes. And with each customer officially purchasing £120 worth of snacks, it's probably one of the most expensive restaurants in the world. But I hear they provide great customer service.
We had a good walk past the area again, and it is mind-blowing how beautiful those women are.
Right.
I've been to the red light district, and they're alright. William, how good looking are those women?
Was like 9 out of 10 or something.
9 out of 10? They're like 11 out of 10. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And they're like wearing like
fantasy costumes.
yeah, fantasy costumes is what they're doing. Like, also the old granny, Andre over here thinks that it's actually the mum of the girl.
My main point here is that the girl who is actually doing the business is supposed not to speak too much because she want to be like, you know, like a precious thing. So she let somebody else do the yelling and stuff.
totally wrong.
Yeah. It was pretty amazing, I have to say.
Yeah, man.
And so, reflecting on my last 2 days, I could conclude that Osaka was delightfully odd, as evident with its Glico Man icon, Noodle Museum, sumo portions, a nearby city full of theatres, and a historical red light district. Join me in the next episode of Modern Grand Tour, where we'll be in Japan's ancient capital, Kyoto, and where we'll visit a temple in the hills, visit a temple covered in gold, and eat as many free Japanese snacks as I can without getting thrown out of the temple shops. So until next time,
I put so much of everything.
Godspeed.